So we have a little bit of trash. Of course, this is the organic variety, and this needs to go onto this human manure pile. It basically adds the carbon component to it. Of course, this is not the most pleasant sight, but it doesn't matter. It's a function. And I can also report that we have been doing quite a bit of things today. So you can see here, hopefully the sunlight does not make this a very funny image. I don't know, I think that's okay. So we managed to move the pickup and restart it. Battery hasn't been dead. It has been empty, but it's not dead. And by now this thing should have charged up completely. Let me check. No, it's not the case. Still something missing. This is a 8-cylinder 5.6 liter or so engine, and yeah, that's the big thing. As you can see, this is the type and model, and there will be a little adventure to make this street legal here in Spain. My past attempts have been unsuccessful, but as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I have a plan to ship this to Germany on a truck, where it gets completely serviced, repaired, and put in a nice state again. And then, being German, I will get a license plate in Germany for this and then drive it back, and that way it works. There is a way for such cases that after a little while I can then move to Spain and take my car with me, and then it gets a license plate from Spain. I have to do this because Spain is a little bit difficult when it comes to US cars. They don't know this. Elsewhere in Europe it's a no-brainer. You just go to the office and get a license plate because they know what it is. But Spain has other ideas. Every single piece that is hanging here from the ceiling is accounted for individually. Nothing can escape. Each leg has a label with an identification number. Now Angel is taking one out to have a closer look. And here it is. You can see how yellow the fat is, and you can also notice how it has shrunk. Now the weight is significantly less than when it was fresh. When you start cutting the ham, it is important to keep this fat in order to close the cut surface again, so that it won't dry out. To get your own leg of ham, you can head over to our web shop and order some. There are two options for you to buy the ham. We offer envelopes with 100 grams of hand-sliced pieces of ham, and there is the full leg. In the case of a front leg, it's about 4 to 6 kilo each. Families in Spain keep the leg in the kitchen, and everybody cuts off a slice whenever they are hungry. So that is one thing that's going on. And here you see this game about who is higher ranking. So what Schneemann, the white one, does is telling I am the higher ranking dog, and the other basically has to stay calm and accept that it is Olaf, and if there is no objection, then they are cool. But then of course he wants to see a clear sign of submission. Now it comes. You can see that Olaf is looking frightened, and he better be. So the more submissive the posture is, the better it is, and nothing will happen. So they are communicating, and that's important for dogs, that they know who ranks where. So, Schneemann, ja, ist gut. Wir wissen das. Komm, Schneemann. Komm mit. Komm. So, I told Schneemann to come. and that is the sign for Olaf, so that he can go away. He is released. Okay, so now let me show you a few other things. What I can tell you, and I have a few shots of that, we finally got around with the backhoe to bury Miriam. So the old dog is now in the ground, like soil to soil, so we did that. It's a good thing. There wasn't a problem with having her in the wheelbarrow for a while, because it is so cold that this is basically being in the fridge. But we should not overdo this. So we also put our backhoe back into service so that we can do this, and that also allowed us to remove all these green panels that we had here, that we used for our cattle sorting facility while we had a need for that. So we cleared all this and made room. We will do other things here in this area when the time comes. The horses are over there. They are now back in our zone A. They can roam the whole place, it doesn't really matter. The wires are still up, and if they want to, they can slip underneath. They know how to do that, and they will respect the fence if you cannot slip under it. But in that case, it's on purpose, and it works. And you can see, yeah, there is still some cleanup that we need to do. The trench has been filled, mostly, but all that stuff we need to figure out how to put this nice. It will happen. There will also be another truck coming in to get rid of the remainder. When they were here, they could not take everything, so they left that stuff. It is free, but of course they only want to take things that are heavy enough and have enough iron content, because that is what they then sell. And the fence is not what is very attractive to them. They don't like to pick this up, but okay, we will see. And here, what we built, we will continue building, but it is likely going to be for pigs. But I should not talk so much about the future, more about the things that we did. So tomorrow we will receive another delivery, and what we have received I am going to show you. So you see here the tire tracks of a larger vehicle. We have received a lot of stone, and that stone is to create a base for the two containers. You might remember that over there will be two containers side by side and a roof between them. That is the very first thing to do. And what we also received is those wooden posts. They are about 15 centimeters in diameter and 6 meters long. So we can cut them in half, and then we have fence posts. And we will use these to build our entrance there. So the idea is to have a double gate and a space some 14 meters long to park a vehicle in there, and then it's one door is always closed while the other is open. So there will be a fence that goes from left to right. Eventually the house area will be separated from the farmyard, and that means that these dogs will continue to be in the farmyard, but they don't have access to the house area. The house area is kind of outside. So therefore, so that makes our logistics a lot easier. And that is the first thing that we are going to do. So tomorrow there comes another big truck with some finer gravel. So this is the big stone, there's a base, and then on top there will be the gravel. And that other truck will also bring us some other fencing material. And then in the upcoming week, so basically in the new year, Angel and I will then install the door and build that fence and get started with all kinds of things. And in between, we will take care of this to form the foundation for the container. And then I can order that first container and it will be placed there where you can hopefully see the marker poles, fencing material that has been repurposed. So as you can see, we have started to do stuff, and more will follow. I'm very happy about that.